broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Dan Anderson wishing you very, very welcome on this Global Associate meeting. Now, today is kind of a big and kind of an important meeting because we have some fairly major announcements. Now, I'm going to do this in English, of course, throughout, and I will try to speak slowly, but I get quite excited, so I have to apologize in advance if I go too quickly. Now, we want to talk about the top-up incentive, the 10-10-10 updates. 2020 vision is something that you've not heard about, events and call to action. So it's kind of a pretty standard thing, but it's also a pivotal webinar we go forward to the next level. I'm working with the field leaders and I'm working with people on the corporate side, and we're dealing with many, many different issues. But we have heard all of your concerns, and we are doing everything that we can to move forward. And we are just at a stage where we're about to get some major breakthroughs. So overall, we're in very, very good shape. Now, the top-up pack for our members only is extended now until the end of October, and so you have to be a bronze or higher to buy this. And the price of this is, of course, £1,000, as you know, 1,000 RP, BP 125, and you get 750 courses for that, which is the equivalent of £750 worth of courses. And this is a point I want to make. But this is the last few days of this at this launch phase, and there will be no extension. We're seeing uptake of this across all of our markets, and it's kind of interesting that we had kind of a slow start on it, and then we had a spike, and then we had a slow week or so on it, and then it suddenly went up again. And so we're now at a stage where we are very, very confident that we have a community base that we can drive this forward. Now, there is only 4 days, depending on which time zone you're in, before this is kind of now going into the next phase. And what happens in November is from the 1st of November, it's the same fundamental package, except that you're now getting £750 worth of courses, and the price of those courses are set by the courses holders. In other words, this becomes a community-driven digital currency at that point. And that means that we will be fulfilling the top-ups that are purchased on the 1st of November and onwards from the limited edition coins that have been issued to the community. And that creates very, very interesting dynamics because we have an underlying need for the coin. We have an underlying market for the coin through the anticipated sales of top-up packages, but also through our rank awards. So that's kind of very funky and something that we've never done before. And this is something that has kind of come to us over the last quarter or two. We realized that this is the way to go. Instead of going the other way of sort of making more, we want to make this something small and tight and valuable, if I put it like that. And of course, underwriting all of it is a £1 price guarantee. So that then gives you the surety that this is something that you won't lose money on, but also something that will then have a community-driven buying cycle. I don't quite know how to put it any other way than that. But this is interesting because this then creates the environment where we have a real economy driving a real demand. Now, I've got Mihir Magudia with me, and he's going to talk about a little bit about how the mechanics of this work now from the 1st of November going forward, because this is very much a case of the early bird gets the worm. The people who participate in this program over the next 1 and 2 and 3 months will have extraordinary rewards, but especially the people who are part of the launch phase have something that's very, very, very powerful. But Mihir, what happens from the 1st of November?
Thanks very much, Dan. Right. Very, very happy to be here. Always delighted to speak to you. Gosh, we have a big call on today. Lots of people from all around the world. Fantastic. So, right now, you hopefully understand, you buy your top-up pack, you get your courses essentially immediately, They're escrowed for 30 days, then you can withdraw them, you can sell them back, you can put up a price for them, whatever you like. All very simple, all very easy. However, obviously after the 31st of October, from the 1st of November onwards, we need to buy those causes back to meet the demand coming from you who are selling the top-ups. So here's how it'll work. You'll buy the top-up packs after the 1st of November. We then obviously take the money from that sale. We have to turn that money into Bitcoin. We have to load that Bitcoin onto an exchange, like Livecoin, for example. We have to then trade to get as many causes as we can for that money. And then after that, we need to provide the causes back to the person who bought the top-up. So that obviously takes a little bit of time. And the way we're running this is sales week to sales week. So if you buy between Wednesday to Wednesday, that's the week that you've bought it in. The week after that is the time when we're turning your money into Bitcoin, we're trading on exchanges, we're buying them, we're averaging out the price. That's the second week. And on the first day of the third week, you receive your causes and you receive what you bought with your top-up pack. So there's the week where you purchase, there's the week that we trade, and then day one of week 3 is when we deliver the price. So it's kind of a 7 to 14 day waiting period, but that's because we need time to trade the coins. We need time to turn the money to Bitcoin, and it will take time to make this work smoothly. It's not a 3-month waiting period. It's not a 1-month waiting period. It's as quick as you could reasonably do, whilst making sure you're trading in a responsible way without sudden insane spikes and sort of last minute purchases of lots and lots of coins. So we're very, very excited about this because it means that you've got essentially 2.5 sort of days to get on board with the top up to receive all the advantages you get before the end of the month. Use those days wisely. Don't miss out. If you wait till after that date, you still get the same great product. You still get the causes coins at the market rate. But obviously, there's a little bit of a wait there. There's a little bit of time that we need to trade them. And there's also a 90-day escrow period that starts to kick in. Today, there's a 30-day escrow period. So take advantage while you can, do what you can, and don't miss out on the 31st deadline. In addition, once you pass your escrow period, you can obviously withdraw your causes. You withdraw your causes and you can sell them on Livecoin, which is where they can be exchanged. And we can see on the next slide there, that's what the buying pressure is looking like on Livecoin right. Well, I think I took this on Friday or Saturday. So, yes, very light pressure, obviously. That's because very few people have actually got unescrowed causes. We don't know who these people are who are buying on Livecoin. But nonetheless, it shows some quite encouraging things, because look at the Bitcoin prices that people have put buy orders for. We can see in the middle there, there's someone buying 78 causes for 0.00017 Bitcoin. That's a bit over £1 per causes they're buying. At the top there, you've got someone paying 0.0005 Bitcoin for a bit of a cause coin. That is about £3. You consider that causes isn't really out there in the world yet. The first coins are only just coming out of escrow last week and this week. There are people out there who are excited about this. There are people out there who want to see what this is worth. They're testing the market. They're seeing what they can get. But nonetheless, it shows that if you want to sell a few of your causes once they're out of escrow, there's already a market there before it's even really started. And that's quite exciting to see. So that's one thing you can do after your escrow period is over. You can withdraw your causes to your Ethereum wallet. You can load them to a Livecoin exchange and sell them to anyone who's willing to buy them there. And obviously that's a place where we will be trading and buying as well. Or if you look on your back office, you've got other options. Now in your back office ownership tab, you will see right now 2 buttons. One that says causes and one that's called causes platform, or causes exchange, depending on how it translates in your language. Now, the straight causes button shows you what's escrowed, what's unescrowed, and there's a option within that menu to sell back. That's the minimum price guarantee. You can just sell them back for £1 if you want, whenever you want. No worries, no issues. It just you press the button, you write how many you want to sell back, and it's done. The other button, the causes platform or the causes exchange, that's where you sort of set the price you'd like to have. So you go on there, You write how many causes you want to sell, and you write the price that you'd like to receive for them. Every day, every couple of days, the company will go on there. Depending on the demand we're receiving from new top-up sales or new rank awards, we will obviously have to buy causes from you to meet that demand. And so you might be able to sell them that way as well. And that's where the price starts to move, both internally on your back office, if you find that easier, or externally on Livecoin, if that's your preference. Now, if you sell them internally, you're selling them for online money. That online money goes straight to your withdrawal balance, and you can withdraw it immediately. No questions, no issues, all very simple. And then obviously on Livecoin, if you sell it there, then you're getting Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is you want, and then you're withdrawing from there. So we're making this very, very open, very, very transparent, very, very easy for everyone to see. And with this tight supply on this tight coin with high demand and a low, low supply, we're very, very excited and very, very hopeful about what we can achieve here. So it's absolutely something to be engaging with and absolutely something to be taking advantage of in, gosh, what is less than 2.5 days or so. So I'll pause there, Dan, and hand back over.
But that, if I understand it correctly, that means that right now, if you are one of the people that are unescrowing your causes because you were one of the very early birds, you could right now go to Livecoin and sell them for almost 3 times as much as the original price was.
Yeah, you withdraw them, we'd send them to you, and you go straight to Livecoin and you can get £3 for at least some of them.
Yeah, I mean, not many because the market is obviously not very deep at the moment. But nevertheless, these are the dynamics that we're really, really excited by because this is a limited edition coin. This is kind of, I was making the comparison that this is the Kruger Rand compared to a £1 English coin sort of thing. It's kind of a higher store of value. That's what we see this going into. Now, all of that is very, very good. Now, the other thing that I want to do with you is give you an update on some of the bigger thinking, because I know that not all of you obviously are engaged with causes, and that's absolutely fine. But some of you are, so it's important for you to understand that we see causes as the pilot for what we're going to do with Leo Coin. Because Leo Coin started in 2014. The world looked like in 2014. We've traded. We've always been on the blockchain. We've always had a coin. We're sort of not doing what some of the money scams that are sort of collapsing out there are doing when they sort of just issued and kind of ran their hanky-panky business. We've always done something real with Leo Coin, and that's important to understand. Now, we appreciate that there's concern in the market, and we appreciate that there's people who have questions, but we're right at a very important pivotal stage. Now, we're making some updates to the 10-10-10 program. And the reason that we're talking about the 10-10-10 program is that in a few of our markets, we're seeing an enormous traction on the 10-10-10 with literally thousands of people joining every week, going through their KYC, going through their upgrade process, going through their education phase when they're joining Leo and working out what this is all about, and getting their Leo Coin Awards and all of this. But one of the things that we want to make sure is that we don't lose people and they drop by the wayside because we've got some clunky mechanisms in place. One of those is that the network bonus is obviously a big target for people to get to, which is the bronze position. And so we've changed the metrics here, and you can now qualify for the bronze position for the network bonus by either personally sponsoring a bronze member into left and right teams, or personally purchasing a product that has 125 RP or more. Because parallel to all of this stuff that we're doing with digital currencies, we obviously still have our normal business with education and live seminars and e-learning and all of that stuff. And a part of our future roadmap is something that will excite you an awful lot when we look at some of those things, but that's beyond the scope of this presentation. So that's the first update on the 10-10-10. The next thing is the points flashing. Obviously, we do real business. We deal with real people. We don't do business with cats and dogs and fake accounts and what have you. So we insist very strictly on a KYC process, and that's very, very important for the compliance and for the company and for you as well, to make sure that you have a genuine network of genuine people in your downline when it goes beyond your first and second and third level. It would be an absolute disaster if your organization filled up with fake people. So the KYC is crucial. But we also know that it is a hoop to jump through, and we also know that people need a bit of time to get their ducks in a row, as we would say in English. So what we've agreed to is to give you your joining week plus 4. In other words, you join today, you have then 0 to 7 days left of that first week. In addition to that, we'll give you an extra 4 weeks to get the KYC done before your points are flushed. And that's an important change, just to give our members the kind of assurity that they'll have enough time to take their network through the early stages, find the light switch in the dark room of what this business is all about and how do I do this and how do I engage with this, and to upgrade their membership so that they can qualify them for the 10 benefits. So we think that will be a very, very popular change that we've made there, and that's kind of coming out of two-way conversations with our field and our field leaders. Now, the other thing that we've done, improve and get your people to as well. Now, the plan on Leo Coin is very much a live plan. And this is not something that Causes is a pilot program. Causes is where we want to see Leo Coin moving over the next few months. It's about restricting the supply. So we will very soon be changing the 12-month POS service, the proof of stake service. We want to stake terms as well. So the rewards that people have had there have been insane, and have also obviously at 20% per annum generated a lot of coins. And clearly that is not sustainable, but a time-bound thing. We wanted to load up our existing community with Leo Coins so that they can be the beneficiaries of the future roadmap that's emerging here now. We will very soon come to a point where we draw a line in the sand and we will burn the remaining Leo Coins in blockchain terms. In other words, we're going to reduce the amount of Leo Coin coming into. I said to you last week or the week before that one of the things that when we launched this in 2014 that was unrealistic was that we had a notion that we could create a 100-year plan for this. Technology is moving too fast. Any base, an insanity tree, because it doesn't work like that. What we have taken into account, technology changes and changes and changes. Now, the digital currency markets are moving too fast for us to be looking at that long term. Kind of earn off the coin and make it a much smaller currency rather than a larger. Okay, and get your people to as well. Now, the plan on Leo Coin is very much a live plan. This is not something that Causes is a pilot program. Causes is where we want to see Leo Coin moving over the next few months. It's about restricting the supply. So we will very soon be changing the 12-month POS service, proof of stake service. We want to move away from oversupplying in the proof of stake terms as well. So the rewards that people have had there have been insane, and have also obviously at 20% per annum generated a lot of points. And clearly that is not sustainable, but a time-bound thing. We wanted to load up our existing community with Leo Coins so that they can be the beneficiaries of the future roadmap that's emerging here now. We will very soon come to a point where we draw a line in the sand and we will burn the remaining Leo Coins in blockchain terms. In other words, we're going to reduce the amount of Leo Coins coming into the blockchain permanently. I said to you last week or the week before that one of the things that when we launched this in 2014 that was unrealistic was that we had a notion that we could create a 100-year plan for this. Technology is moving too fast. Anyone who talks to you about a 100-year plan on technology-based things are just talking about sanity tree, because it doesn't work like that. And what we have is a 100-year business plan, but we will take into account that technology changes and changes and changes. Now, the digital currency markets are moving too fast for us to be looking at that long-term kind of outlook. What we will do instead is we will burn off the coin and make it a much smaller currency rather than a larger currency. When we created Leo Coin 4, we actually went in terms of blockchain definitions and put in, I think it was a 3 or 4 billion number level. We haven't put in a number. What we will do now is we will reduce that number and we will reduce the drown drastically. In other words, the 1 billion addition that we were talking about over the last point, we're going to reduce that right down. We're reducing the 10-10-10 Leo coin award. We'll reduce all the Leo coin awards, so we get less and less coins in circulation, so that, like we do with pauses, we can start to supply the coin, Leo coin, the community that we're building, from the community stakeholders and from the community owners that have Leo coin will be coming knocking on their doors saying we want to buy some Leo coin to give to some of our new members in these new markets. Boom, 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 boom. So this then creates a situation where we are, through the business model and the community that we have, creating our own supply pressure, in other words, our own buying pressure on the community. So I wouldn't go so far to say that this is absolutely planned out and absolutely deliberate, but there is kind of a reason to the madness. So the terrifying situation that we have now with the price being very, very low is obviously very nerve-wracking, but it's also part of a bigger plan. Like, causes, as I said to you from the start, is the pilot project for the future of Neocoin. Because we are absolutely not, we've never had any intention to walk away. How could we do it? We've got people's hopes and dreams and the future of them and their families riding on this, and we are not going anywhere except forward with it. But that would involve this restricting supply as one of the most important mechanisms for making that happen. And we will go to a future world where we restrict and cut down the emission of Neocoin to a much smaller number. Now, I can't tell you exactly how that will happen, but no one will lose out, everyone will gain. And there is a big thing that we're planning there that I can't tell you about on this webinar. But what I can do is that we have a 2020 Vision Seminar program plan where we will share with you in direct live terms, face-to-face, how the dream will be fulfilled. And that starts in this month, November, coming up with our first Vision Seminar in China. We're doing one in India. We have one lined up for Egypt and one for Baku. And I'll tell you about each of those points. But this is about the new vision, the new business strategy, the new Leo coin plan. And you will like it. The Vision Seminar timeline starts in November with Xi'an, China. We want to go to the place that is a destination in its own right, where they have terracotta warriors and what have you. And we know that the Chinese are possibly our most dear friends and most important participants and stakeholders in Leo Point. So it's appropriate that we start there. So we will do our first seminar in November. Next week we'll be fleshing this out and telling you more about that. But we need to have them on board and they need to see this first. We are then doing the second biggest market in the world called India in February, as you know. And that will be now a 2020 Vision Seminar as well as a live seminar that we promised that market for a long time. We then have this kind of inspired thought that literally came to me last week. I thought, we need to go back to Egypt. We need to go back to where we launched our company in 2012. And we will go back there on the 20th of February, the 22, 2020, and do a big seminar there and a big Vision 2020 seminar where we tell the market, that's one of our oldest markets, where we've seen some extraordinary traction in terms of 10-10-10. So we'll be looking at a multi-thousand people event where they will get the time in the future and the plan for our business. But another cool venue for the March event on the 2020 program will be Baku, Azerbaijan. And if you look at these pictures, you can see that this is an absolutely extraordinary place that most people wouldn't even know where it was, wouldn't know the history, and I would be guilty of asking myself, but I've educated myself, and this is a kind of an epicenter that's happening now along the lines of the Silk Road, along the lines of some of the Belt and Road initiative that China is doing. Azerbaijan is in the middle of so many different economic development plans that is absolutely extraordinary. So I'm very, very excited to be able to take people there. We will combine this I'm not sure if we're going to be able to point to an executive trip there, but we have several incentives that we want to run, take people there and do a massive event for a brand new region in our business. So all of these things come together in educating people what the future is, putting stakes in the ground so that we can actually get out to you. And that tells you that during the period of the first quarter of 2020, we will be making major fundamental changes. We will be looking at doing the bold, hair-raising thing that no one could foresee that we would do. And I know that we have commercial enemies on this call listening to what we're doing, who will be now be very, very nervous, but oh my goodness, what are they up to now, Leo? We're going to be doing something that will make your head spin, that will just click in like a thing that was predestined, that the coming plan that we have, the future that we have, comes together now over the next 90 days. Causes is the first stepping stone of that. So after the 31st of October, cause price will be set by its own community. After the 31st of October, you will have 14 days from purchase to delivery of the amount of courses that you're going to get, and they will be escrowed for 90 days. At the moment, they're escrowed for 30 days. So there is a strong incentive and encouragement for you that if you want to be participating in this program, this is the time, this is the place, over the next 72 hours, all of that. 2.5 days, Nina said. I thought it was 3.5 days. This is your last chance until 31st of October to get this package in if you want it. So after that, the world is changing, and we are then launching a phenomenally successful program for courses. And as a byproduct, building schools, doing our cause, which is expanding the world's, entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurial knowledge, one brain at a time, starting with children in unprivileged areas, teach them rudimentary primary school stuff. We can fund that through the causes, we can fund that through Leo, and we can actually do something extraordinary for the world. So this is Dan Anderson saying thank you very much indeed for your commitment. Thank you very much for coming on this call. Thank you very much for listening to us straight here at the horse's mouth, as it were, rather than listening to the rumours and the scaremongering that's going out there. We'll have incentives to drive fear, uncertainty and doubt. We have a plan, we're moving forward, and we will take the bold steps that we need to do to ensure that our community gets everything that we have promised. So this is Dan Anderson. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Next week is an important seminar. I just put that out there because a lot of things are coming through on that one. So promote it higher, because we'll be at a seminar next Monday, worth attending, worth remembering, worth making a note in your diary that everything changes from next week. So thank you very much indeed, and over and out, and I'll speak to you in 7 days' time.
थैंक यू वेरी मच वंस अगेन। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। मैं तमाम लोग जो आज के इस वेबिनार पे मौजूद हैं, सबका दिल की गहराइयों से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, और इस उम्मीद के साथ कि हम एक नई जिंदगी को, एक नए पैशन